We are joined now, though, by one of our contributors on a weekly basis on this show, Sports Illustrated's Andy Staples, who joins us now from Orlando, Florida. And Andy, you wrote yesterday that you believe Joe Paterno should step down immediately. That, of course, was before he made the announcement today that he hopes to retire at the end of the season. What do you think about that as a possible resolution?
I think the Board of Trustees should do the right thing and get rid of him now. Because if you let him coach, you are essentially endorsing what happened. You are endorsing everyone staying quiet and not following up and not doing enough to protect a defenseless kid.
What have you heard about the inner workings of what's going on right now in State College?
Well, it just sounds like there's rifts everywhere, and like you guys were talking about, separate camps, and you know, it goes to show you how powerful a guy Joe Paterno is. I think most other coaches, this would have already been taken care of because the Board of Trustees or the president or somebody would have made it happen, would have severed ties, and it would have been over. But this is Joe Paterno. I mean, he's an icon. He's a legend. And it's really hard to digest this information because of all we know about him. Remember, Joe Paterno has done so many good things. I wrote in a column today, you know, how is his legacy going to be remembered now? And you think about it, you know, he's given $4 million to Penn State's academic programs. His players graduate in an era when a lot of coaches don't care if players graduate. You know, he's given $1 million to the hospital there. But I think this thing overshadows it all. You know, there are kids who may have been molested because he didn't act, because he didn't follow up. And that just, you can't live with that. And as a university, you can't endorse that.
So you feel ultimately all of this overshadows the legacy, that this incident is the legacy, that it's the first paragraph when we discuss Joe Paterno?
It's in the first sentence. There's going to be the number either 409, somewhere between 409 and 414, depending on whether he finishes this season. But it's going to be in the first sentence. Because think about the lives that were ruined here. You know, these people, as Chris was saying, are going to have to live with this for the rest of their life. And it could have been prevented. That's the thing. It could have been prevented. It's one thing if he didn't know. Sexual predators fool people all the time. But he told the grand jury that he was told. Okay? We're not speculating here. Speculating would be wondering what he knew about the 1998 investigation into Sandusky. We know what he told the grand jury under oath, under penalty of perjury. This is not speculation. He was told of some sort of sexual contact between a grown man and a young boy in a shower. He told his bosses who didn't do anything, and he didn't follow up. He's the guy who's been the moral compass of college football. He's the guy who's an icon. He's the guy they built a statue of. It's his program, and the buck stops with him. He had to do something more.
Andy, in your mind, how does Penn State recover from all this?
I think they clean house. They get rid of everybody. And that's one thing that's kind of bothered me about all this is everybody saying, oh, you know, all the Penn State people should be ashamed. No, they shouldn't be ashamed. If you went to Penn State and you got a degree from Penn State, it's not your fault. There were some leaders who failed you. They're going to change leaders. It's still a great institution. It's still a great place. It's still a great football program. The players don't need to be ashamed. The students don't need to be ashamed. It's a great place, and it will be able to get through this. These are strong people. You know, they're going to make it through this, but they need to clean house.
Andy Staples from Sports Illustrated. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.